How do you apply for a staff level review of a Certificate of Appropriateness, or a COA for short?
You need to make sure your project is a staff review and not a board review. Staff review items are things such as replacing windows, shutters, or a roof replacement. Basically, anything more than simple repairs and less than material or design changes will be a staff review. However, if you are completing 3 or more staff review items, this is considered a rehabilitation and must be reviewed by the board or commission for that district. If this applies to you, please watch the How to Apply for a Board Review COA video. If you are still unsure, you can always contact staff to make a decision about whether your project is a staff or board review. Once you are sure it's a staff review, you will next need to gather all of the proper documents.
To get the right documents, we first need to know what historic district your building is located in. To find your property's district, we will visit the SAGES Map Viewer. Type your address into the top bar and click on the red dot that appears. Click on the arrow to the right if the information doesn't automatically appear. This will let you know not only what district your property is in, but also its parcel identification number or PIN and zoning district. Keep this information on hand for filling out your application later. Next, you will need to find out if your property is historic or not. If it is a vacant property, it is automatically considered not historic.
In order to find the contributing status for your building, we will first visit the Local Historic Districts Ordinances and Maps page, which is located beneath the Historic Preservation tab on the homepage of the MPC's website. Once you are on the page, scroll down to the City of Savannah districts and select the historic district your building is in. This will take you to that district's page. On that district's page, you will want to select the Building Map Supplement. Once you are in to the Building Map Supplement, use Ctrl and F to enter the Find feature. Type in your address. Be sure to match how the addresses are formulated in that supplement or it will not show up. Once you find your building, the supplement will tell you if it is contributing or not. Buildings in the downtown which are not contributing will have no date added listed next to them, as well as being labeled as yellow in the map supplements. Knowing whether your building is contributing or not will help you figure out what can be done to your property, as each has different regulations. Check out the zoning ordinance to make sure you're meeting the standards for the work you're doing prior to applying. The zoning ordinance for your district can also be found on the same page as we found the supplement. Next, you will need to download and fill out all the documents that are required for the COA application. To find the documents you will need, return to the MPC homepage by clicking the logo, and then select Applications, Instructions, and Forms under Quick Links. This will take you to all applications and checklists for all of the boards. The Historic District Board of Review oversees the Downtown Historic District, while the Historic Preservation Commission oversees all others. Download the correct application based on what board oversees your district, as well as the checklist labeled Staff Reviews under the same board or commission. We will start with filling out the application. This will help you to know exactly what sections of the staff review checklist you will need to fill out. Begin with the top portion, which asks for contact info as well as the building's PIN and zoning. If you're using the Historic Preservation Commission application, make sure to check off what district you're in as well. The building's PIN and zoning can be found using the information from the map that we gained earlier. Next, it will ask you for a scope of work. This means the work that you are proposing to do to your property. Let's say you want to replace 2 windows. Check Windows/Doors here. If you don't see your work as an option listed, check Other and contact staff for what you will need to provide. Since your project is a staff review, you can skip the board review schedule section. You'll move on to the filing fee, which is based on your estimated cost of the scope of work. Click to open the link in the application in a new tab. This will take you back to the application page. Scroll down to the red button for your district. This will take you to the website which allows you to pay the fee. Keep the receipt from this interaction to include in your final application. Finally, make sure the application is signed and dated in both locations. Next, we will fill out the checklist. The checklist is required so that all the information that staff needs to review the project is provided. For staff reviews, there are several sections included on the checklist. We will use the scope of work information to determine what section you will fill out, and this will determine what materials you need to provide. For example, with Windows, you would look at the first section to figure out what you need to provide to staff. This states that you need to provide a written description of the work you want to do, color photographs, which would include the existing windows you want to replace, and a manufacturer's sheet of the window kind that you want to replace them with. Staff will always contact you if we need a physical sample, as it is usually not required. Once you have filled out the checklist, make sure to also sign it at the bottom. Next, you will put all the information together to turn it into staff. A complete application includes a signed application, a signed checklist, all information requested by the checklist, and a receipt of your fee payment. If you are submitting online, submit to our email, historic@thempc.org. If you are submitting in person, please bring them to the MPC offices at 110 East State Street. Now that you have turned in your application, what happens next? Once you submit your application, staff will accept it and begin the review if it is complete. Reviews will be returned to you within 45 days with a decision of approval or denial. However, before then, staff will always contact you if they find something that doesn't meet the standards, needs to be changed, or if they have questions. Changes can happen throughout the review process, so you can make sure that your work can receive a approval. However, if you disagree with staff's assessment, you can always take a staff review to be reviewed by the board or commission for your district. Thank you for watching this tutorial on how to apply for a staff level COA. If you have any follow-up questions, please do not hesitate to contact us by email or phone, which are listed below.